Yo, what up? It's your boy Fred the Corp. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and subscribe. You know what I'm saying? I'll get at your boy. Alright, this video right here, I want to get a little bit of strategies when you playing fantasy football during the regular season. Now there's going to be, if you're new, there's going to be things that people in your league are not going to tell you that you're going to just have to find out on your own. Hopefully this video could help you be better prepared for some of the things that you're gonna face during this treacherous fantasy football season. Alright, first, when you're drafting your players, you want to tend to pay attention to Monday night games, because you don't want to draft too many players. First of all, you don't want to draft too many players that has the same Monday night game off. Now don't get me wrong, if your team is beast and you can afford to just, you know what I'm saying, give up one game, you know what I'm saying, take a loss because you don't want to drop anybody, because you don't want to drop people just to try to win 1 week, you know what I'm saying. Don't drop your best players or good bench players because you want to win 1 week, you know what I'm saying. Keep in mind that if you take one loss, it's just one loss. It's not the end of the world. It's hard to go undefeated in fantasy, but you can get pretty damn that close, but undefeated is unrealistic if you win a competitive league. Now, what I say you should do is pay attention to the Monday night games, because if you draft players that don't have Monday night games, it may come back to hurt you, because I've been in a couple leagues where there's been guys that lose to a kick on Monday Night Football. Now what I say is, if it's a game you need to win, like to get in the playoffs, and you have a kicker, and let's say the kicker's available for Monday night, the other team, and the guy you're going up against, he has a kicker, you may want to drop your kicker and pick that Monday Night Football kicker up, because you need to have somebody on Monday night, because Monday night is the last day. It's to make it or break it. You could be winning by 30 points, and this guy, your opponent, could have 3 people or 2 people on Monday Night Football, and then you could lose. You know what I'm saying? I've seen some epic fails on Monday Night Football. I've seen guys who had 6 people on Monday Night Football and still lose. I've seen guys who had 1 person on Monday night and win. So it really isn't no one-way street or two-way street. But to be safe, just make sure if you have a guy on your team, like somebody on your bench, a running back or a wide receiver, he's playing Monday night, you want to put him in, because for some reason the bright lights players tend to play big. Big players make big plays in big games. That is a true saying for fantasy football. Normally, if you have a guy on Monday Night Football, he's gonna perform and get you outrageous points. And that's why Monday Night Football is so valuable to any fantasy football owner. You know, you want to work around that day, and you want to have somebody in on Monday night just so you can have those points. And normally, whoever starts off on Monday night, you know what I'm saying, he's gonna have that safety button. You know, whether like if you're at the end of the week, if you're winning by like 20, he has 2 guys in on Monday night, he's confident he's going to beat you. So just be prepared for that. And what I want to say about trades, you know, people in your league are going to offer you trades, you know. Now what you want to do is you want to review the trade, and you want to make sure the trade is not going to hurt you. So if a guy's trying to trade you, you need to make sure that either you're not going to be playing him no more, or you're not going to play him until like 6 weeks later, because you don't want to make a trade and the guy you traded is going to do you dirty the next week. You know what I'm saying? Try not to do that. Try to make a reasonable trade where, you know, you and that owner, y'all good friends, or, you know what I'm saying, that the trade is not going to affect that one of y'all. But you don't want to be making trades like you trade Randy Moss and the next week he puts up 35 on you. You know what I'm saying? You are an idiot. But trades also too, what you want to pay attention when trades is make sure nobody's not trying to lowball you. Like, make sure the guy's not trying to get 3 of your best players and he's only trying to offer you 1 player, Like, do you really need that guy that bad to give up 3 guys for 1 guy? You know what I'm saying? And also too, if somebody's trading you, make sure the guy's not injured. Your commissioner, he should not allow injured players to be traded. But, you know what I'm saying, the league may not allow injured players to be traded, because some leagues are like that. I did a league with Fox, and they would not let you trade injured players. And also too, check the players, check and see how he's been doing. You know, if his stats been fluctuating up and down, you know what I'm saying, make sure he's pretty decent or consistent, because you don't want to be getting a guy that's going downhill and you just traded for a guy that you had who was a stud. So pay attention to that, because owners are always in fantasy football. You know, it's me in fantasy football. You know, yeah, they and they try to make the trade look so good. Like, they try to like send you like 3 guys for 1 guy, but in reality, your 1 guy has more value than those 3 guys. So pay attention to trades. And also too, you wanna look at who people are dropping in your league. You wanna always pay attention to the waivers. Like, always try to put in your waiver claim way early. Even though in some leagues the waivers work by who has the sorriest record get first at it, but still, you know, a lot of guys be partying and working, and they tend to forget about Wednesday morning, waking up and getting that player. You know what I'm saying? So always be on the computer. Always be checking out Roto World. Always be checking out ESPN. Always be just looking at the stat lines, checking for injuries, and make sure you be checking players on free agent lists that's up and coming. Like don't give up on a guy too fast. Like, say you've been looking at a guy on free agents, or you have a guy on your team that you picked up, and you know and that's the thing about fantasy football. It's a head scratcher, because you know there are guys that you're gonna pick up and you're gonna be like, man, this guy's gonna give me, and then like this guy may not perform for like 2 weeks. He may be hurt. Just try to have some patience before you give up. You know what I'm saying? Of course, if a guy goes out with a major injury, you give up on that guy immediately. But if it's like a sprain, or if it's something not really that major, you may want to keep the guy on your team, or keep targeting him. You know, don't give up, because people who give up tend to lose in fantasy. You know, don't give up on your players. Don't give up on your team. You know, you drafted these guys, so you should have faith in these guys. There's a lot of strategy in fantasy. You know, when it comes to waivers, Monday nights, and also too, you have to pay attention to Thursday night football. You know, when you draft players, check their schedule, see who you have in on Thursday. Those Thursday games are crucial too. They're gonna be like 6 or 7 Thursday night games on NFL Network. Also, pay attention to the holiday games. Pay attention to Thanksgiving, because usually on Thanksgiving there's like 3 teams that play. The Cowboys normally play, and the Cowboys usually put up good points on Thanksgiving. So if you draft Cowboy players, you're good for Thanksgiving. And as far as like say if you have a mediocre defense and your defense is about to go on a bye week, but you like your defense, I say you should go ahead and drop your defense and pick up another defense. You know, the odds of somebody in the league picking up your defense is probably slim, unless it's like the Jets or the Eagles. If you have somebody like, let's see, like the Dolphins, you know, the Dolphins are up and rising defense, but yet you can still afford to drop them. The Saints, you can still afford to drop them. And note, there's going to be people in your league that's going to be dropping players all year round. So the availability of someone good, meaning the quarterback, wide receiver, running back, is always going to be there on the free agents if you pay attention to the waivers. So always try to check the site daily to see what your league is doing, to see what people, what tendencies, see who's hurt on. Check your opponent, you know, check his schedules, check his team, check to see who he's put in. And me, I've learned one good strategy. You know, I take my whole lineup out. I take every single star out, and I don't set my lineup until about Friday. I don't give my opponent the opportunity to adjust his roster to mine. Don't give your opponent the chance to look at your team, know who you're going to start, know who you're going to put in. Of course, if you have Drew Brees, he knows you're going to start him. But still, take him out. Play with his head. Make him think make your opponent overthink his situation. Make him make a decision that he normally wouldn't make because you messed his whole thought process up. And those are a few hints, you know what I'm saying, that should help you win some games, you know what I'm saying, like, because no one told me these things. I had to learn these things on my own, and now that I know these things, I spread my knowledge to you, my viewers, you know what I'm saying. Subscribe to your boy Fred the Corp. Leave your comments, put your team at the bottom, I will rate it. Let me know what you think, and get at your boy.